to the panel today. We only have one item on the agenda, which is 5 Nathan Street, Coogee. But before we get going, I'd like to acknowledge that we are meeting on the land of the Bidjigal and Gadigal peoples who have occupied the Sydney coast, being the traditional owners. On behalf of Randwick City Council, I acknowledge and pay respects to the elders past and present and to the Aboriginal people in attendance today. Now, the panel members are in front of you. My name is Sue Francis, I'm the chair, and I'll let the panel members introduce themselves and also to identify whether they have made any declarations for pecuniary or non-pecuniary interest.
Okay, Alison McCabe, and I don't have any conflict of interest.
David Epstein, and I also don't have any conflict.
I'm Laurie O'Connor, I'm the community representative and I have no conflicts of interest.
And likewise, I have no conflicts of interest. So I have 3 people who wish to speak on the item today, and I'll just call them out. That's James Goodman. You here, James? Yes. Catherine Goss. Yes. And Byron Clemmer, presume you're the applicant? Yes, perfect. Thank you. So in the order that I called out your names, I'll call you to make your representation. If you're making representations, well, 3 minutes. If we need to ask you any questions after that, we will do so. Any members of the panel? If not, we'll move on to the next speaker. And then we will close the meeting after we've heard all our speakers, and then we will make a determination. So that being the case, I'll start with James Goodman. You have the floor.
Great, thank you. Afternoon, panel members and all. My name is James Goodman. I'm the owner of the rear ground floor apartment that faces 5 Nathan Street. I've put in an objection today. I just wanted to highlight a number of concerns relating to the direct impact this DA will have on existing homes and families in our neighbouring apartment building at 3 Nathan Street. So I'll try and be succinct. Our core planning issue is that despite our detailed objections from multiple residents, council's recommended approval of the DA, and we believe it creates unreasonable cumulative impacts across established apartments. These include to privacy, loss of solar access and noise and glare, and we believe this proposal crosses the threshold of what neighbours should reasonably bear under established planning principles. So in relation to privacy and overlooking, the plans show large, clear first floor windows at only around 4 to 5 metre separation, which creates direct and downward sight lines into multiple living rooms and also dining rooms and some kitchens. We know council rules require windows to be placed to minimise overlooking, and DA proposals should use high sill windows, frosted glass screening, etc. Here, multiple apartments, particularly those at the ground and first floor levels, would lose our fiercely guided privacy. A key reason many of us chose to live here. In our view, standard screening can't address this. It's a fundamental proximity issue that would need design modification. Moving on to solar access loss, the ground floor apartments will lose virtually all direct winter sunlight. The shadow diagrams clearly show this. Example is my apartment at the rear, which is completely overshadowed from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And there's only direct sunlight at 8 and partial at 9. It's not just a loss of a bit of light, it removes the primary natural light source to establish living rooms, fails minimum solar access principles. First floor apartments may also experience some impact to light quality and outlook given the height and size of the proposed development. In relation to noise and glare, the same windows will transfer noise directly into our homes. When planning guidelines stress buildings should be arranged to limit noise transfer, should use double glazing, acoustic louvers, etc. Also, the proposed zinc roofing likely creates some severe glare issues to residents on the first and second floors. Some have highlighted already some daily glare from existing skylights. So I suppose the size and scale of the roof and the material we believe will affect our residents with glare. Moving on, just in conclusion, we think council's assessment presently in recommending approval hasn't adequately weighted cumulative impacts on multiple dwellings against one property's development rights. The fact that amendments were made to the application, but the impacts remain unchanged, to us suggests fundamental design problems that conditions can't resolve. I feel like the combination of what I've set out in summary, the solar loss, privacy invasion, noise transfer, heat reflection, etc., result in significant and unreasonable impact on amenity and habitability of multiple established dwellings and represent overdevelopment without adequate neighbour consideration. So thanks for hearing my representations. We ask that you'll undertake the thorough merit assessment, the planning controls intended, and respectfully request you either refuse the DA or require substantial design modifications to deal with our amenity impacts.
Thank you for that. Does the panel have any questions they might want to ask?
No, I don't.
No?
Thank you.
No.
Okay, thank you very much. So we'll move on to
Thank
Catherine
you.
Goss. Catherine, thank you. The floor is yours, Catherine. Yes, you might need to unmute. No, unmute. You're still muted, Catherine? Where's the button?
Yeah, I think maybe
Getting help.
maybe top right.
It's
Maybe
usually top right.
There you go.
Oh,
Perfect. Hey, well done.
I'm a technical genius.
No, don't worry, it happens all the time.
I haven't done Teams before, so yes. Look, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for making the opportunity for us to state our case. Yes, I am Catherine Goss, and I live in Unit 12, which is on the first floor level of number 3. Thank you to James, my neighbour, for his comments and concerns. And I think our major issue is with the lack of coherency and the rules and regulations that council has directly set out to mitigate, impact from other dwellings has been overlooked greatly. Such as, as James has mentioned all of these before, I'm just going to reinforce what he had said. And the large clear windows on the proposed, first floor level are in direct conflict with council's rules to protect our privacy. At only 4 or 5 metres separation between the two properties, these elevated windows, they create direct sightlines into the living spaces, which includes my kitchen, my living, dining area. The council guidelines clearly state that the requirements and standards for windows to be placed to minimise these direct sightlines. Mitigation is through things like high sill windows, frosted glass or screening, and none of these have been in this DA, like they're big clear windows. It does represent a fundamental design flaw, we think substantial modifications need to be adhered to follow the rules. Privacy, light, and all this beautiful light-filled room is one of the reasons I bought my apartment, over a decade ago. I think at a minimum, those amendments to planning please be looked at really quite seriously to make sure that the impact is minimised. Also, as Jim has mentioned, the unreasonable loss of natural solar light. Those 2 ground floor apartments will lose, Jim's apartment will lose up to 80% of those critical winter sun. He'll have no direct sunlight at all down there. I watch the sunrise out my window, and I think that extra height is going to really impact all of that natural ambient light that flows into my apartment. The noise also, once those windows are open, the noise will directly carry across into our apartments. And I think that's, my beautiful quiet apartment is my sanctuary, and I really want it to stay that way. I think that noise transfer is going to be quite great with those big open windows. And the proposed shiny metal zinc roofing, the reflective glare off those skylights that I get, I hate to think what a whole roof will do. you know, I really urge an amendment to make sure it's a matte finish to reduce this glare and the heat in our units. I think, you know, it's really important that, you know, sunlight is one thing, but, you know, glare is an entirely different thing. I'll just, you know, in summary, the impacts outlined, which I think are in direct disregard to council's own guidelines and rules, will have great impact on our homes and my mental health. We respectfully ask that you either refuse this application completely, or at a minimum, it does require substantial design changes and amendments to adhere to the council guidelines that are established to protect our homes, our sunlight, our privacy, and our livability. And I really, you know, I really thank you for serious consideration to this important and what will be a very impactful decision. So thank you for your time.
Thank you. Or clarifications anyone wants to raise?
I might just.
Yes, I'll let you do it.
Well, just Catherine, your main concerns in terms of privacy, do I take it it's from the bedroom windows? Is that what you're saying when you talk about the large openings?
Yes, so that first floor, the proposed first floor, which is their bedroom windows, I mean, it goes both ways. I mean, we'll see into their bedrooms and they'll see into ours. There has been, you know, we've had two DAs approved across the road from us, but they've got high sill windows. They're not looking out on us at all, which is exactly why those rules and are made. And at the moment, the windows of number 5 are very big, clear windows that don't mitigate any of the, you know, we're looking directly into each other the whole time. And I think, you know, as an established home already, you know, we've been here since 1938. I feel like that's a really also one of the important issues for sure.
All right. And just have you had a chance to read the proposed conditions in the report, where council has asked for 3 of the windows to the master bedroom, bedroom 3 and bedroom 2 to be a minimum sill height of 1.6 metres from the floor level? Do you think that would address your concern at all? So that's kind of high height of a normally sized person, if you like.
Yeah, I think, I mean, it would certainly help, but I think I know that they're a very tall family living next door. So 1.6 is going to be well above their eye line. That's about my eye line. So yeah, I think if, you know, I haven't actually had a chance to read through like those conditions. All I saw was the size of the windows actually, and I thought that they were quite sizable windows that were open.
Fair enough.
Can I just say one thing? Didn't get access to the report. I asked the council for it. I looked on the website and everything.
Sorry, who are you? Sorry.
Sorry, this is James.
Oh, James, sorry, I couldn't see. Yep.
Yeah, apologies. I asked the council for the report. I never got a response. I looked on the website. I couldn't see the report.
The report's on the website. Yeah.
Okay, I only looked the other day.
It is on the website, yeah. But just to further Alison's comments, you know, the front and the back window are elevated to sill height already, and there's only one that's open without obscure glazing, and that's bedroom 3 at the moment as proposed. The rest are obscure. So the stairs and the bathroom is obscured, so you can't see through it. Two are highlight, and there's only one that's otherwise standard, bar for the fact that council's put a condition on it. Just a bit of clarity. I'm just.
Yeah, no, I understand, and I did see that the bedroom and the bathroom obviously were frosted, but the impact, it will still be impactful. Yeah, with those other windows.
Thank you very much. So now, Byron. Are you there? You're still mute.
There we go.
There you go. You're on.
Worked it out.
Okay.
Well, thank you, panel members and guests, for allowing me to just speak on behalf of the client and that. We're actually the building designers that have taken under this job for the builder 32 Degrees. Just like to space like we've had a lot of discussions with council regarding this development. Obviously, with the growing pains of the cost and that of moving and that, the client, about a year and a half ago, we got engaged to do start the design works and talks with the clients in regarding moving and what are the costs in that. Then they decided to obviously do a first floor addition. We try to look at all aspects. I mean, obviously the flats that are on the right hand side, taking into account of that. We've had a lot of discussions too when designing it, that we do have approximately a 3 metre setback, which is 3.2 roughly to the first floor, which is from the southern end. So it's trying to reduce the impact of the solar. Unfortunately, with a southern aspect site, there is going to be some minor overshadowings to adjoining properties, you know what I mean? We've tried to reduce that a lot with providing 3D shadows and acrylic shadow diagrams prepared by a qualified person. And a lot of discussions with the windows. Windows, no disagreement there with high-low windows. I think that's a good outcome. As long as we get it to comply with, like, obviously the NCC with the 10% natural light and the 5% of natural ventilation, and that kind of stuff. And obviously the basics would need to be changed to accommodate those changes. But overall, yeah, we try to keep it down to a lot, especially with the reflective side of things, which I heard comments on. The index factor of the June color that it's an index solar reflective index of 60, which is below normal. We've color bonded that, and we've got the specifications on that. June's a very safe color with the color on top of the roof. If it was white in that, there is a lot of reflectiveness on that. June's a softer, more like of a matte color. It does come in matte, so that could be an option too. But we've had a lot of discussions with trying to reduce the height and all that, trying to keep the roof flat so it's not a pitch elevation, so it's create more dominance in that. The thing is too, it's a semi-detached house. There's not really much we can do in the sense of doing a new build and stuff like that. So we're not really touching the external footprint. The landscaping's the same. The high stand surface is there. It's just trying to accommodate all with what council have been really good in the sense of talking even before we've lodged it. We've had a few discussions with council because we had the concerns on that. And like when council asked for amendments to be done, we try to accommodate every aspect that they had. Yeah. So that's pretty much with the privacy. Those low windows too, regarding the bedrooms, they're low usage rooms, but being at 1.6 high and being a height, what's classified as a highlight window, we are reducing those things. The bathroom and obviously the window to the stairwell to allow some natural southern lighting is obscure glazing. So we try to address that issue before it has become one.
Okay.
That's pretty much it.
Okay, can I ask a question?
Yep.
In your master bedroom, the window space south.
Yep.
Did you contemplate having a larger window in your front elevation?
In the front?
Yeah.
Yes, we did. We got a taller, a deeper window at the front. That could be up higher and brought wider. The client just wanted a deeper window there because they knew the window on the side would be a bit smaller and just allow for a bit of cross-flow ventilation too.
Right.
That window.
I understand the cross-flow. Yeah.
That window can be amended. Yes, correct.
I was just wondering whether you could have more of a oblong window.
Yeah, like a rectangle window sort of thing.
That's the word I was looking for. Rectangle. Yeah.
That can be done. Yes. That
and then
we got elements.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you. That's just a question. Any other questions? Anyone?
Yeah, just through the chair, you mentioned I was just looking at your elevation for the roof material, and it just says ColourBond steel. Is there actually a schedule of external finishes that have been put in, or?
Yes, correct. The color bond for the roofing is June color. So
Alright,
June
you
color
need to-
is like a brown soft color.
Do you not?
June, colour June, and you say, I don't know, you said June's a brown colour?
It's like a slight brownish going with a white tinge in it. And the
it's Kathy, is
absorption.
that sand?
Sorry.
Is it a sand colour? Is that what it is?
Correct. Yeah.
So
correct.
that's quite a light colour.
Hold on, Catherine, please. Sorry. Only questions come from us. Sorry. Yeah, we've got a picture of it online already.
So June, I'm just seeing it is quite a light colour, and just in terms of what you've heard from the adjoining owners, is there, and you did talk about did you talk about a reflectivity index? What was 60%?
Is 60%, yeah. Is 60. So solar reflective index is 60.
Yeah. Would there, just a question, would there be other colours that would be less reflective than?
Yeah, you can.
green?
Yeah. If you go to like the shell greys and that, which is a lighter, we try and stick away from too darker because the absorption heat, obviously, for that. But with the sort of same index, you're probably looking around about the shell grey, which is a lighter grey, before you get into the monuments and the woodland grey. But your shell grey is a lighter June colour. That's probably the same index we're looking at. Yeah, if we go to a grey option.
And did you say shale grey or
Shale grey? No, shale grey. So yeah,
SHALE?
That's correct. Yes.
And woodland is darker.
Okay, I just exploring that. And can I just ask again? I'm looking at your plan.
Yes.
And I'm seeing the top of the ceiling level at RL 33.120.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering whether you could tell us what the actual top at an RL of the roof is.
Yeah, I can tell you that.
I just can't see that on a plan.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I can tell you that right now. So from the ceiling height, we've got another 760 mil to the top of the ridge on the adjoining neighbour, and that RL would be 33.880.
Thank you.
Yeah, David Epstein here, just through the chair. I just had one question for you as well, which is that had you considered putting a skylight over the stairwell instead of the window that is south facing? That way you get, reasonable direct sunlight into that stairwell, and also, avoid further privacy issues for the neighbours.
Yeah, I'm just checking. Just bear with me. Sorry. That actually, hang on a second. Yep. At the moment, on the plan, like I said, there's no skylight actually proposed.
I guess the question is whether you had considered that before, or is there any reason why you couldn't put a skylight in?
Oh, sorry, I do apologise for that. Look, the client had a few concerns about the skylight, being not one. She was always worried about the water leaks and that, and stuff like that. And just she wanted the blind to it if it was in there, because she didn't want obviously people to look down from the unit block. That was her major concern. And that's when I suggested to put a window there, but it had to be of school glazing.
Okay, thank you.
Laurie, any questions? Okay, I'll just double check anything else from the panel. Okay, thank you very much. Well, if there's no other questions from you or anything you want us to say, Byron, then I think what we'll do is we'll close the meeting at 1:26 and we will deliberate and make a decision on this matter as soon as we possibly can. And you'll probably find the information out on the website in the next couple of days once we finalise the minutes. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you.
Done.